Hi, and thanks for joining. It's Patty from PS Paper Crafts, and I want to show you another fun fold. This is really simple. It's called the Dutch door. So it opens like this, and you really have to make sure you write down here. Don't put anything up here or you'll see through. If you wanted to, I didn't want an inside sentiment, but if you had an inside sentiment, you can make sure you put it right in the middle here so it's covered by this. But I won't do that on a hello card because I just usually write a little note. I went back to the Timeless Tulips, which I love this stamp set. There is a coordinating punch, which we're not using, but it's great for spring, for Mother's Day, birthday, or I'm just doing a hello card. Just, you know, let somebody know I'm thinking of them. And the paper I'm using is from the Hydrangea Hill. I love this paper. I can't get enough of it. I love this side, but this is a great side for this background. And when I thought of the tulips, I thought, oh, I have this paper. I know I have it somewhere. I had to kind of look through to find it, and then there it was. So let's get started. We are going to use our paper trimmer here because we're going to do some scoring and cutting. I have some of my pieces in all my sizes. I'll mention them here, but don't worry, I'll have them on my blog, pspapercrafts.com. So if you miss it here, don't worry about it. So this is our, half a sheet of cardstock. So it is 8.5 by 5.5, and we will score it just like we always do at 4 1/4. So I'll get my scoring blade. Hope you can see this. Let me move it down a little bit. And I'll score it at 4 1/4. And now this score is kind of key because we need to cut it right along that score. But first I'm going to cut it half of this. So half of 5.5 is 2 3/4. I know we're doing a little bit of math, and I want to come right up to that score line. So this is my blade, and on your blade, I don't know if you can see it, but let me just show you. There's this little, if you have the Stampin' Up! One, there's this little line there, and that tells you where the blade is. So we want to make sure we don't go past the score line. So that helps, and sometimes it's a little bit close, but it'll be okay. So we want to go all the way down and slow down when we get to that score line. I'm going to put my head in here. So I want to make sure that line is lined up with the score line. And if it's a little bit off, that's okay. And then we're going to put the score line, and we want to come up to that. So it makes it very easy. So let me just make sure I'm in the groove here. So I have my score line right in that groove. And I'm going to do the same thing. I want to just come right up to that cut line. Excuse my head. Don't know if it's in there or not. And then we have our card. And actually, let's do it this way. Okay, and we have this, and we're done with our trimmer. And sometimes when I use my trimmer, I have a little edge or a ridge. So I just want to just kind of flatten that out with my bone folder. Okay, so it's nice and smooth there. And then this one, let me do the same thing. This is the piece that will go right here. So now we have our Dutch door fold. Pretty cool, right? So then I have this paper, and this is Mossy Meadow and Old Olive. So you could use either for the card base, and I wanted to use the Old Olive, and then I'm using the Mossy Meadow for the stamping. So let's put this down. Let me get my stamp and seal. And this piece is 4 by 2.5. So it's just a 1/4 inch smaller than the 4 1/4 by 2 3/4. So I hope that makes sense. So it's 4 by 2.5, and that just gives you this nice little border. You could make it a little bit bigger if you wanted to go up 1/8 to have less of a border, but I think that's good. Let's do our stamping. So again, I'm using Mossy Meadow. On this card, I used Poppy Parade and Daffodil Delight. On this one, I want to use Gorgeous Grape. The stems and the leaves are Mossy Meadow, and then I'm going to use Daffodil Delight again. And let me just get a piece of scrap paper, because I'll be going right off the paper. So here's my Mossy Meadow, and I want to do 3 stems, kind of one a little longer. So I'm going to start with the middle one. Let me make sure I'm in camera here, and I'll just ink up. Now there's 2 stems. I'm doing the more straight. There's the curved one. They both work fine. I don't think it matters. And I'm going right in the middle. And then I'll do one coming out a little bit lower. And then one coming out here a little bit lower. And I love the leaves on this. They give you a few different leaves, and I just love them. I forgot about this stamp set, to be honest. I remember using it last year, and I think it might have even come out a year before that. And I'm just going to put a leaf right here and one right here, because I like a lot of leaves, you know, at the base of your tulips. I think you would have a lot of these leaves sitting there. So let's see, which way do we want to go? I think I had it the right way there first. And okay, so kind of a leafy thing. And then we'll do our Gorgeous Grape in the middle. And I have this one. There's the big one. This one actually, and some of the leaves punch out with the coordinating punch. But I just want to do it right on this white sheet here. And it's nice that it's photopolymer, so you can see right through it. Isn't that pretty? And then we'll do Daffodil Delight. I love tulips. I think they're so pretty. I wish they lasted longer. That's the only thing. They don't seem to stay too long when you cut them anyway. And we'll go right here, and if it's okay if it goes off the paper a little bit, not a problem. Okay, and then I want to make sure my hello I cleaned. I did the other card just before this, so we're going to do that in the Gorgeous Grape. And you can put you could put a happy birthday on the bottom if you wanted. I kind of like hello cards because you can make it for any reason you want. So that's this piece. Let's do the inside. Now the inside, you want to make sure that you're stamping down here. You don't want anything showing up here because it would look funny in the background. Again, when you're writing, you want to write down there as well. So let's get this going. I think I'll do a yellow flower. And let me just get the Mossy Meadow out again. And I'll just have them come right here. I'm going to make sure it's kind of low. And then I'll do a couple of these flowers off the page. Simple, simple card. But I think this would be a great card to send now. You can send it for Easter, just for spring, whatever, you know, whatever you want. Just, I think it would brighten someone's day up. And then this one. And you could really make a bunch of these very quickly and easily. And you can get a lot of this paper. It's 12 by 12 sheets, so you can get a lot out of it. All right, so now we just have to put things together. So let's get our stamp and seal. I left everything flat. I didn't pop anything up. I think you could pop up the front, but I don't know. I thought it was fine because it's not really, it's hanging over the front anyway, so I thought it was fine being flat. Now you want to make sure that you're only putting adhesive down here, and this is where I'm saying you can probably pop it up a little bit if you wanted to with dimensionals, but I don't think it's necessary. So we'll just put adhesive down at the bottom. I'm really struggling with this. I think I'm near the end of it. Okay, good enough. And now we want to put this right here. Have a little bit of a border below. Okay. And then we'll put this on the inside. Let me just make sure that it's hidden. It is, so that's good. Okay, I'll put this down. And then I put some gems on, or dots, I guess they're called dots, the ones I put on this yellow, the yellow ones. Let me just put this down. Okay, so on this one, I used the Playing with Patterns resin dots. It's not the same yellow, but I think it's fine. And this one, I'm going to use the pastel pearls, and I'll use the purple one. You could put them here if you want. You could put them across. I just liked it down here, so I'll get my Picket tool. And I love these. These were on back order for a while, and I'm so glad they're back because I think they're just so pretty. And we'll put 3. Okay, and that's it. So easy, really simple. I think the tulips are great, and you can use this with any stamp set, any designer series paper. So just try it out. Go to my blog, pspapercrafts.com, and you can get all the measurements, and then try it out yourself. Thanks for joining. Have a good day. Bye.